Rats are awesome little creatures, and perhaps my favorite distortion pedals. They can do low gain overdrive growl to high gain fuzz madness, but they do cut out the lows tremendously, so a blend function is a welcome feature. And adding a variable boosted low pass filter just changes the game completely. But there's more to the Tremond by Blue Colander, and if you stick around, I will tell you all about it. Welcome back to the What Bass. First things first, let's talk about the pedal itself. Although the aesthetics of the pedal are not too exciting, it does remind us of the original Rat designs. But it does come in another brick color that's quite good looking, I must admit. The build quality is irreproachable, but what surprised me the most is what's inside. The components are top notch, and yes, it does come with an original LM308 chip. Also, there is a gain trim pot for the dry channel. That, when turned clockwise, boosts the dry signal and adds some saturation, especially with active electronics. But there's nothing too extraordinary about that, and for the sake of this video, I use my bass passive, and I had the trim pot at around 60 to 70% up. So the blend knob mixes the dry signal on the left with the wet signal on the right. The boost low pass filter knob allows us to blend the integrity of that dry signal when turned to the left, and when turning it clockwise, it gradually takes out the highs until only the lowest frequencies are boosted. This means that you can add to an already authentic Rat distortion sound boosted dry lows from your bass, and that by itself is a killer feature. The mini switch selects silicon diodes for a more compressed high-gain distortion. The off position sounds louder and more like a mid-gain overdrive. And finally, the asymmetrical setting combines a germanium diode with a red LED. All three clipping modes work great with bass, needless to say, thanks to the boost LPF and blend knobs. A quick word about the signal chain and the recorded method. The signal is split with my DPFX custom buffered splitter. The dry signal goes directly into the instrument input of my Apollo Twin audio interface, and the wet signal goes into the Tremond and out of the Wittenberg bass preamps DI, with all knobs at noon for the most transparent sound possible. So we started with the AS clipping mode for the first song, then song 2 and 3 had the off mode, and before switching to silicon mode, let's enjoy one more time the AS clipping option. Okay, transients have disappeared and you barely hear the dry signal, but hey, it's such a cool, almost synthy sound that you just can't get mad at this little creature. Who's a good boy? And now for silicon clipping mode. So with a touch of silicon distortion and the tone quite high, you get into the modern distortion territory. And it's a good place to start to sculpt the appropriate sound for that style of music. But there's more. Oh yeah, there's more. Let's find out if it can doom by boosting everything without going too wild. Are you kidding me? It's a good thing we did not go too wild. What else can I say? Both the distortion and tone knobs have a very intuitive and usable range. The volume is a master volume, that's what the M stands for. And also you can boost only the dry signal if you so desire. So you can use this pedal basically as a boost pedal. It runs on 9 volts, has top mounted jacks, which for some weird reasons everybody seems to prefer. So the real question is this the perfect rat for bass? Well, it all comes down to tastes. But the quality and authenticity of its components, along with its clipping modes, especially the AS, which sounds so good on bass, because it has such a nice balance between compression and texture, along with the boost LPF and blend knobs, make this at least one of the best options for bass. So if you're a rat lover just like me, and you're thinking about getting a tremond, don't think anymore, just get it. You will love it. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, the Wittenberg channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.